Hey everybody, I am back. So this is part 2 of Chakra 5. I'm reading from this awesome book, Wheels of Life. If you didn't already, go ahead and check out part 1 of Chakra 5, the sound or throat chakra. This is just part 2. I had to take a little break. So we're about midway through chapter 6 and we're jumping right into resonance. I'm going to read this quote by George Leonard. At the heart of each of us, whatever our imperfections, there exists a silent pulse of perfect rhythm, a complex of waveforms and resonances, which is absolutely individual and unique, and yet which connects us to everything in the universe. The act of getting in touch with this pulse can transform our personal experience and in some way alter the world around us. So that understanding that you are on the same vibrational frequency as every single thing in the universe, while at the same time completely unique and completely yourself, can totally reframe your existence. And I think that's really an awesome quote. So two oscillating vibrations, if they're near enough to each other in frequency, will eventually entrain. I learned what entrainment was from this book. Entrainment is when two different frequencies basically sync up. So they both kind of come together. And we see this in real life when like people who live in the same house, like you hear about married couples who start to look the same and who kind of start to act the same. When you're together long enough, things start to kind of sync up. Even women who are together, their menstruation cycles will sync up. It's crazy. Our cultural entrainment, so we culturally start to find the same rhythm and beliefs, and we're entrained with our neighbors and our friends and our peers. It's crazy. It's really powerful. We're influenced by our environment, as far as the culture goes, with visual, with psychological and physiological factors like seeing billboards, our social peer pressure, air pollution affects us, but also on a deep subconscious level with inner vibrations. So it's not just getting those outside influences coming into us, but it's like something you don't even see happening. It's called entrainment. You're syncing up. She talks about some studies that were done by Dr. William S. Condon at Boston University School of Medicine. And he was studying the synchronicity between a speaker and a listener. And it took 1/48th of a second for entrainment to happen. Like there was no lag for a person speaking and that other person reacting by understanding. Like it was almost like the person could understand and hear what the speaker was saying before they even got it out of their mouth. Like reading their mind kind of is where she's going. So the synchronization was just alarmingly fast. Another quote by George Leonard: our ability to have a world depends on our ability to entrain with it. I think she talks about people diagnosed with autism and how their vibration might be a little bit different, and it doesn't entrain as easily with those around them, so they have a difficult time sometimes making sense of the world around them or fitting into it necessarily. So I thought that was interesting. Entrainment, the reason we're talking about it is because it's really important for understanding the fifth chakra. If we're not able to entrain with vibrational frequencies around us, we can't experience our connection with the world. Our chakras also exhibit vibrational patterns spanning from the slower and grosser vibrations, starting at the root chakra, solid matter, to the highest and fastest vibrations of pure consciousness. An active chakra in one person can, through its vibrations, trigger the opening of an inactive in another. It's kind of cool. And that can work in your body as well as outside of your body. So your chakra vibration could ignite someone else's chakra to open. Kind of cool. So she talks about this, another science experiment, which there's a lot of experiments with sound. I know there's like some cool science museum that have like sound rooms, and this is one of them. There's a figure here, and they had set up these rubber plates with over a speaker chamber. And she talks about how our bodies are like the plate that vibrates the chakra. So the general vibrational pattern of our life, our actions, our thoughts, emotions, what we eat, and our environment all set the vibrations of our chakras. We can activate different chakras by changing that rhythm of our lives. So changing those things, our actions, thoughts, emotions, eating patterns, and environment. That which is slow allows the first chakra to open. Higher frequencies stimulate the third chakra. Beyond that, it must be remembered that we deal with subtler vibrations. Moving the physical body faster won't open up the higher chakras, but meditation may allow the brain to process higher vibrations. So it's not something you can really force. As we get out of the limitations of time and space, our vibrations are less hindered. On a vibrational level, enlightenment could be thought of as the omnipresence of a waveform with infinite frequency and infinite amplitude. That blew my mind for like 10 minutes. I had to read it at least a dozen times. I'm going to read the sentence again. Like, see if you can wrap your mind around this. On a vibration level, okay, we're talking about vibrations. Enlightenment, which is the goal of all this, right, could be thought of as the omnipresence, which means all present, so everywhere, of a waveform with infinite frequency and infinite amplitude. Okay, just let that sink in. We're going to jump into mantras. You probably all have heard the word mantra if you teach yoga. This word comes from man, meaning mind tool. Meaning mind, and tra, meaning protection or instrument. So it really means mind tool. A mantra is a mind tool that we use to protect our minds. It's a little phrase or word that you can repeat over and over to yourself to protect you from those negative thoughts or just even invasive thoughts that you don't want because you're trying to focus and meditate or just trying to find some stillness. The vibration of the mantra has been likened to the vibration of someone shaking your shoulders to wake you up from sleep. A mantra is designed to awaken the mind from its habitual sleep of ignorance. Whoa. Aren't we just always in this like autopilot? And then when you, of thought, and then when you like turn on a mantra, you realize how many times you're having to like correct and redirect your thought to that mantra. And you're like, whoa, I'm awake. You know, it is kind of like a sleep of ignorance. We have a lot of ruminating thoughts. It's just our way. So this is a great tool, and it's nothing to like not like about yourself. It's just the way the human mind has evolved, and it's really a protection kind of mechanism, and as all things are, a survival mechanism. But we can kind of rise above that and move towards consciousness with the use of a mantra and other tools. So if you speak your mantra aloud for a few minutes in the morning, like we talked about earlier, it can totally affect and reverberate throughout your day. You'll hear those sound vibrations throughout your day. And it's going to carry with it an imprintation of that vibration and the meaning that you set. So it's kind of awesome. You get to choose your thoughts. I always tell my students that, like when we're setting an intention, I always like to explain why and how powerful it is and what it can do. And like, you have the power right now to choose the vibrations that you're sending back to yourself. She goes on to talk about those seed sounds of the chakras that I introduced to you every chapter. Everything in our universe is made of sound, and the chakras each have their own seed sounds. So I'm going to go through those to review. Chakra 1, earth, the Muladhara, is Lam. Chakra 2, water, Swadhisthana, is Vam. Chakra 3, the fire chakra, Manipura, is Ram. Chakra 4, air, Anahata, Yam. And here we are with chakra 5. It's ether, Vishuddha, and Hum. Chakra 6, Anjna, light, Om. Chakra 7, Sahasrara, thought. And there is no mantra for chakra 7 because it's like pure bliss, enlightenment. You don't really have a need for a seed sound. So they're lam, vam, ram, yam, ham, and om. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss book. But the M in each of those sound words is said to represent the maternal and material aspect of the universe. And the ah sound represents father or non-material. There's an ah sound in each of those except for om. The L, like lam, the first one for earth, is a heavy closing sound, while the H, ham, for ether, this fifth one we're talking about, ether, is a light, airy, ethereal sound. And the R in ram for the fire chakra is an energetic, fiery sound. So lam is heavy. Think about earth. It's perfect for the earth chakra. The L sound. The H sound, the is ether. It's light, it's airy, it's ethereal. And that's for this fifth chakra we're talking about. And then that R is an energetic, like energy, fire for the fire chakra, Manipura. The uttering of mantras, so you can use those seed sounds as a mantra or as part of a meditation. You can just go through those. You could even visualize the chakra colors with each of those as you're moving through. All right. The uttering of mantras is a way to take control of our rhythms and guide the development of our minds and bodies at the fundamental etheric level. She moves into a few mantras that she introduces. I resonated with a few of these. Some of these might resonate with you, or they might not. She talks about Om. And I'm going to pause our video again and do a part 3 of this chakra, okay? Thank you for being patient with me as I'm checking in on my kids. They're reading in the other room. So we're going to just take a little break and then click to play the next video.